Okay, see Lindelof videos. Calculus, evaluating limits, number 14. I'm going to say this in every single video. Please remember to start with direct substitution. So what's direct substitution? Well, it says here we want the limit of this crap here as x goes to 3. So what I'm going to do just for a second is I'm going to let x equal 3 and see what happens. So x is equal to 3. When I do that, I get square root of 9, which is 3, minus 3 is 0. And I get 3 minus 3, which is 0. This is actually a really, really good clue right here, because anytime you get 0 over 0, you get something called the indeterminate form. Indeterminate, I'm not going to have enough room. Indeterminate form. And if you have the indeterminate form, what it suggests to you is that there's more algebra that can be done. So this is the algebra that I choose to do. Oh, and by the way, if you did direct substitution and you got a number back, well, you win as long as the number is defined, as long as it makes sense, as long as it's not some number over 0. So I'm going to go back and put this the way it was. Remember that on direct substitution, we got the indeterminate form. So what I'm going to do now is this. I'm just going to look at this. And this is kind of this weird pattern you see sometimes. If you see something like this, the square root of something plus or minus some number, oftentimes it's a clue that you should use something called the complex conjugate. And the complex conjugate of something would, like the complex conjugate of x plus 3 would be x minus 3. So the complex conjugate of this is square root of x plus 6, not minus 3, but plus 3, over square root of x plus 6 plus 3 at the bottom. Plus 3 at the bottom. So it kind of looks like crap for a second, but this is going to clean up really, really nicely. And you're asking, okay, Charlie, well, why do you do that? I decided to do this based on the fact that I did direct substitution and I got back an answer of 0 over 0. When you get back that answer of 0 over 0, it suggests to you that there's more algebra to be done. So that's what we're going to do here. Going to do this algebra. I'm going to FOIL this times this, which will give me x plus 6. And then negative 3 times positive 3 is negative 9, isn't it? So negative 9. And then when I do all this crap at the bottom, I'm not going to actually do all this work. I'm going to leave this as x minus 3 times square root of x plus 6 plus 3. You'll see why in just a second. And remember that we were asked to evaluate the limit as x goes to 3. So far, so good. This is just a little bit of algebra stuff. So look, x plus 6 minus 9 is negative 3, isn't it? So I'm just looking at this part. 6 minus 9 is negative 3. So I get x minus 3. And hopefully you can see what just happened. What just happened was this thing, it turns out, had a factor of it in it that we could get out. So we can cancel these factors here. Now we're taking the limit as x goes to 3 of 1. Right, because these cancel, it's 1 over 1, so this one stays at the top. 1 over square root of x plus 6 plus 3. Okay, so now what? Again, let's try direct substitution. So remember, we wanted x to go to 3, so let's see what happens now if x goes to 3. We have x goes to 3. 3 plus 6 is 9. Square root of 9 is 3. And 3 plus 3 is 6, so is 1/6 is our answer. All right? Remember, always start with direct substitution. If your answer after you use direct substitution comes back as 0 over 0, right, this should really tell you that there's more algebra to do. And then we can talk about what that algebra would be. All right? Good work. Any questions or comments, let me know. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do. Thanks.